Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll be talking about the Mi Notebook Pro. Now Mi Notebook Pro is the latest laptop series from Xiaomi, and there are two laptops announced under the Smarter Living 2022, the Mi Notebook Pro and the Mi Notebook Ultra. So a couple of weeks back Xiaomi launched the Redmi series notebook, which is priced around 49,999, and that had some shortcomings, but now Xiaomi has addressed a lot in the Mi series. Obviously the Mi series is more premium compared to the Redmi series, so the cost will also be slightly higher. Now the Mi Notebook Pro is priced 56,999 and offers great hardware as well, and it's more of a premium looking laptop. So it offers both a Core i5 and Core i7 11300H and 11370H. The two configurations. It is available in 8GB RAM and 16GB RAM, and 512GB of SSD is available. So these are the two configurations available, and there are three SKUs. One is the 56,999 variant, Core i5 8GB RAM, Core i5 16GB of RAM is priced 59,999, and Core i7 16GB of RAM is priced 72,999. So these are the three models available. So we'll be talking about the top end variant, that's a 72,999 variant. This is the Mi Notebook Pro, Core i7 16GB of RAM and 512GB of SSD included. So how good it is for the pricing it is being offered, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So this is our experience using the laptop for almost more than a week, and the good and bad about this laptop, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So before getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So let's talk about the design and build quality. Now in terms of design language, it's a fairly good looking laptop out there. It's well built, and there are a lot of resemblance to the MacBook series laptops as well, so that is quite evident. Now in terms of looks, you can see that this has a 14-inch QHD plus resolution display. We'll come back to the display in a while. Now the keyboard layout is pretty good, and a very large trackpad included. Now it's a backlit keyboard. You get the power button, the fair amount of ports, and on the back you can see the Xiaomi logo as well. So this is a fairly good looking laptop out there, even folded. This is just 1.4 kilograms in weight, so it's pretty lightweight as well. It may not be the lightest out there. Obviously those premium ultrabook laptops are not priced in this segment. So for this price segment, this is quite good. It's 1.4 kilograms and feels really solid and sturdy. That's one of the good things, and you can actually lift the laptop with just one finger, or rather one hand, which is quite impressive for this category laptop. So that's one of the good things. The hinge and the mechanism and the build quality feels really good, and in terms of design language also we feel this is pretty good. And this time around you get a 720p HD camera included. That's again pretty good. So the laptop feels quite good and sturdy as well. Now in terms of colors, you get just one color. This is the gray color, which actually feels really good in terms of even looks as well. So in that aspect also it looks pretty premium. Now moving on to the display. Now this device comes with a 14-inch display. It's a QHD plus resolution display, 2560 by 1600 resolution. It's almost like a 2.5K display, and this has really good panel. Actually this is IPS LCD panel, but this is having 100% sRGB value, which is really good for the price segment it is being offered, and the display brightness levels are at 300 nits of brightness, which is really good. We have been using this display for quite a while, watching movies, doing our regular work, editing, then browsing, email, all those things we are done, and it's a fantastic display actually in this price segment. Below the 60,000 price segment, this is really good display out there, and it offers great value as well. Now the display quality, the viewing angles are again good. Now the overall experience with the display feels really good, and one of the solid displays out there in this price segment. Now another important thing about the display is that this is offered in a 16:10 aspect ratio. Unlike standard laptops, it is like 21:9 aspect ratio. This is 16:10, which is pretty good, and this is getting mainstream as well. Personally, I feel 16:10 should be becoming the mainstream laptop aspect ratio going forward, because this is much more productive than the standard aspect ratio, and hence Xiaomi has done a pretty good job in bringing the 16:10 aspect ratio to the Mi Notebook Pro as well. Now next, let's talk about the software. Now this device runs on Windows 10 Home Edition, and it's a standard Windows Home Edition. You can see all the features are included, and it's a licensed version, full version, and you get a free upgrade to Windows 11 whenever it is released. And you also get a Microsoft Office Student and Home Edition free included. That's a full version, so you are pretty much equipped with editing documents and stuffs like that. So it's fairly covered. So software experience is pretty good. Now let's move on to the performance side. Now there are two configurations. We are testing the Core i7-11370H processor, which is having 16 gigs of RAM, and the other variant which is Core i5, which is having 8 GB RAM and 16 GB in RAM as well. So two variants are available. Now both or rather all the three variants have 512 GB of SSD included. Now in terms of performance, this is pretty good performance because Core i7 the 11th gen processor offers pretty good performance. This is included with Iris Xe graphics card. It's not a dedicated graphics, but this does not have a dedicated graphic card. It does perform pretty well. The Iris Xe is capable of pretty good performance. Again, this is not a laptop for gamers and multimedia or creators. This is more of a media consumption device as well as student and office usage. This is definitely not for creators, but again, we tried rendering a video with this laptop, which is pretty good actually. There is no major issues, but again, this is not a really heavy device with additional graphic card included, so that's not the configuration which this is intended for. So for the configuration it offers, this performs pretty well, and we could even render 4K videos with this. It took like 6 to 7 minutes rendering a 5-minute video, the 4K video, which is quite okay, and the heating is pretty much controlled. The thermals are good actually. There are dual heat pipes available to control the heat, so there isn't any sort of issues as such we faced while rendering, and this was kind of normal with even heavy usage. But again, this is not a device for gamers. Here are some benchmark scores in case you are interested, the Geekbench and the read-write speed of this laptop. So again, we are not going into detailed benchmarking because we are using as our primary laptop, and it's based on our usage what we are talking about in this video. So that's the performance side. Now talking about the keyboard experience. So now it has a really good full-fledged keyboard. It's not a keyboard where you get the number pad as well, but this is a really good keyboard experience, and there is 3 levels of backlighting included. So it makes a really great experience typing on this laptop. So we did not have any sort of issues with this laptop, even in because it's a black keyboard. Even while typing in a bright light, this was not having sort of issues here. Now the trackpad is really big trackpad out there. Now the trackpad touch sensitivity is pretty good. It supports Windows gestures, but what we didn't like about the trackpad is that the left click and the right click buttons are not really good in terms of feedback experience. It's a bit too deep, and the touch registers a bit too slower. So that's one thing which we feel Xiaomi could improve. The touch or rather the right click and left click were not really that impressive. Now talking about the speakers. Now this device comes with a dual 2-watt bottom firing speakers. They are located here. Now the speaker output is quite okay. It's a DTS sound, but then the overall loudness of the speakers are not really that impressive, especially with the downward firing speakers. When you're watching movies, it doesn't give a really high experience. We would be like tempted to increase the volume, but it is still playing in the max volume. So for multimedia experience, we feel the speakers could have been slightly better overall. Now this device also comes with an HD webcam here, which is fairly good enough for day-to-day calls, meetings, attending online classes. So it's fairly well equipped in terms of camera experience, and you also get a fingerprint scanner included with the power button. So power button is also included as a fingerprint scanner, so that's again pretty good in terms of performance. Now talking about the ports and connectivity. So this is fairly equipped with ports. In terms of ports, on the left side you get a Thunderbolt 4 port, HDMI port, USB 3.2 Gen 1 port, and you also get a USB Type-C port with the power delivery option. And on the right side you get a USB 2.0 port and the 3.5mm audio jack included. So it's fairly equipped. You get a USB 3.2 Gen 1 port and a USB 2.0 port as well. two USB Type-C port, one is a Thunderbolt port, and the one is a regular power delivery port. So it's fairly well equipped in terms of ports, but SD card slot is missing, but again not a major concern. But for people who want to transfer images from a camera, SD card could have been better, but again this is not a creator's laptop, so that's the reason probably SD card is missed on this laptop. So that's the ports and connectivity on this laptop. Now also overall in terms of battery life, this comes with a 56 watt hour battery, and the battery life claimed is around 10 hours. Now in terms of real usage, we got like 5.5 to 6 hours of battery life. This included editing, then browsing, writing articles, emails, multimedia, watching live streaming. So all those things included, we got like 5.5 to 6 hours of battery life, which is fairly good enough, but it doesn't reach the claim of company of 10 hours of battery life. But again we feel 6 hours is again good for this price segment. This is not an ultra portable laptop with heavy configuration, so you won't get the 10 and 12 hours of battery life on this, but for this price segment this 6 hours is again pretty good, I would say. And this device also supports fast charging. There is 65 watt fast charger included, which powers from 0 to 50% in like 34 minutes using the Type-C port. So it's pretty good in terms of charging speed as well. So overall battery life feels quite good, although there is a bit more room for improvement. So apart from this, device also comes with Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1 support. So again fairly well equipped in terms of connectivity as well. So that was our experience with the Mi Notebook Pro. Now the pricing, as I said before, 56,999, 59,999 and 72,999. So those are the three pricing, and the base variant is priced 57,000, almost 56,999, and it makes a really great value for money. You get a really brilliant display, great build quality, fit and finish, good typing experience, decent battery life, then overall performance is again good. There are some downsides. The speaker is not that loud, and the trackpad buttons are not really that great. Apart from that, this device feels a pretty good overall laptop in this price segment, especially considering the below 60,000 price segment. You don't get this kind of experience on other laptops. So considering that, this is definitely a good laptop worth buying, and it makes fantastic value for money for the price segment it is being offered. So if you're looking for a new laptop with a great display and good overall performance, we definitely suggest the Mi Notebook Pro, which pricing starts at 57,000. So that was our experience with the Mi Notebook Pro. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.